also, another thing, too, that I want to say, this is like almost like a black woman phenomenon. Right, while we're on this fucking topic. Who are the bitches that got the most to say that will brag about fighting dudes and do dumb shit like this? It's nigger bitches. Every time it's nigger bitches. 9 out of 10 times it's nigger bitches. Because they're monkeys. Because they are monkeys. We could still shoot you in the back of the head. Try me, you fat black bitch. I won't be able to miss your fat ass.
Won't be able to miss their fat ass. That is a fact. But now, with that being said, man, you already know what it is. Back here to Social Mo Game on the ground for the Hungry Hounds. Just got the pound and are ready for the next round. So, with that being said, y'all can see the title of this episode, just live, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I was making sure that I had actually spelled something right. I'm pretty sure I did. So, with that being said, man, we're going to jump into this episode. We are looking at the Colby Covington versus Joaquine Buckley. The Media Day. The Media Day. What the fuck is this? Okay, that's completely different. That's beside the point. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into this episode, man. Let me go ahead and get this shit pulled up. If you hear chewing sounds in the background, ignore that. That's my dog munching on his treat. You know, he's just doing his thing. So, got this shit pulled up. Alright, bet. Alright, so with that being said, got my snack and my drink here. I got some cookies and some milk to enjoy this special moment with. So let me go ahead and prop that up right there, like so. And just like that, we are good to go. Alright, so with that being said, let me go ahead and get this shit. Oh shit, pulled up. I'm over here about to drop all my shit and everything. Like, you can't make this up. Alright. Boom. And then boom, just like that. Alright, so with that being said, we are going to go ahead and turn up the playback speed a little bit, just in case. You never know what the hell might happen. Alright, that should be good right there. Alright, let's jump into this shit, man. In 3, 2, 1, let's get it.
You know, since I'm the man of the hour, the man of the show, I want to ask LeBron, what does he mean by there's no party like a Diddy party? I truly want to know. And not only that, LeBron, how many Diddy parties have you actually been to? I'm really curious to know. And is that the reason you left social media? Because all the backlash you were getting for going to so many Diddy parties? It's just pathetic, man. People think this guy's a role model. He wants to defund the police, the most patriot people of America serving and protecting our country. LeBron, you're a fucking scumbag, and I hope you get locked up in the same cell with Diddy.
Damn.
Well, Colby, nice to see you again. A bit of a historical moment for me. I've never seen someone streaming Media Day on Colby Chaos TV at the same time as we're asking you questions, so that's a bit of a history for you there. Talk to us about this fight, how it got made, what made you accept a fight with Buckley, and the journey on how you got here.
Yeah, so I called the UFC when Bilal had a pager on his foot and he backed out because I guess the pager exploded on his ankle and messed up his toe, which is just weird. You guys need to ask Bilal, why is he wearing pagers around his ankle? It's just weird. But so he pulled out of the fight. So I called the UFC and volunteered. I wanted to fight Shavkat. That was the fight I wanted. You know, I think he's all hype. He hasn't fought anybody at my level, an elite fighter in a 5-round fight. So I was excited to fight Shavkat. But the UFC had already had other plans and said, hey, we're going to do the other fight with the cuck, Ian Gary. So, you know, they wanted to do that fight. But they're like, hey, but we need to fill this main event with Joaquine Buckley in Tampa. You know, he's not a star. He's a bum. He's a nobody. So we need someone to sell this show. Can you be a company man? Come do it. I said, absolutely, Hunter Campbell. Whatever you need, man. I'm a company man. I love this company. God bless the UFC. God bless America. But what a great opportunity to fight my home state and defend home turf in Tampa, Florida. You know, 3 hours up the road from where I live in Miami, Florida. So, you know, it's just a beautiful opportunity. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, UFC.
Joaquin says that you guys have met before, and there was a time actually before your fight with Usman, the first fight, that he asked to train with you, and you sort of the rounds never came to fruition. So he says you actually have somewhat of a relationship from back then. Do you remember those days when you were training together?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I offered him to train. He'd come train in strength and conditioning class with me. I'm like, hey, come jump in conditioning class with me, man. I got no issues with you. You know, he wasn't in the same division at the time. He was at 185. So, you know, I told him, hey, come on up, you know, do some conditioning. And, you know, I have no problem or beef against the guy. So, yeah, we train together. Nothing wrong with that.
Feels like a rare occurrence for you these days, not having beef with the guy you're about to fight. You must be quite refreshing for you.
Yeah, you know, he's a young up-and-coming hungry guy. He hasn't been on my radar. I never expected to cross paths with this guy.
He said, I just realized this. He said, I have no beef with him. He's chill. He's an up-and-coming fighter. He's hungry. But beforehand, he said, UFC called him up and said, hey, we need somebody to fill this main event. Joaquin Buckley, he's a nobody, he's a bum, he can't sell out a fight. Like, what the fuck? Come on now. Contradicting yourself. I get it's all just for fight promotion and all. It just sounds goofy.
I expect to cross fights with the biggest and best names in the sport. The world champions, the big guys, not up-and-coming hungry guys like him, younger guys. So, it is refreshing. I have no ill will towards him, but Saturday night, I'm definitely going to have to take his win streak.
For you then, is this the perfect opportunity to remind everyone that actually you're still one of the best in this weight class, and this guy is a hungry, rising talent that you can prove, like, hey, he's good, but he's still not as good as I am at this level?
Yeah, absolutely. People have been trying to trash my name for too long when I fought the best fighters in the world for, 8-10 years straight. So this is my opportunity to come out, be the young, hungry, up-and-coming comer that's on a long 5-fight win streak and, has a lot of hype behind his name and, explosive hands. So it's an opportunity to bring him to the deep waters in the main event spotlight and show the world that I'm still the best welterweight on planet Earth.
You did mention them before. Ian and Shavkat did fight last week. I'd be curious to get your take on how they both performed. And, Ian wasn't very nice about you in the lead up to that fight. Said you'd never fight him, etc. I wondered if you have any response for him as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's a cuck. He sits in the corner while his wife gets dogged out by the nutritionist. Isn't that just weird? Like, I don't know why more people don't, talk about that. It's just disgusting that he brings the last name of your wife's ex-husband. It's just fucking strange. And, my thing is, hey, he does nothing for my career. What does he do for me? He's an absolute nobody who's beaten nobody. So I told him, hey, if you want this fight, just answer the 3 stipulations. Turn on your comments. Your wife wants to be so famous so bad. She's quoting Shakespeare, which is just weird in itself. And we know how much weird shit goes on in Shakespeare about fucking cousins, fucking family, all the weird shit they do. But hey, you want to be famous, make a video begging for the fight. And then if you really think you're going to beat me, Ian, agree that if you lose the fight, your wife has to be in my video for BC game, and we do an America's Pick of the Week for the people. He couldn't, he couldn't answer, and he couldn't meet the stipulations, so there's no reason for me to fight him. He's a bum. I mean, the fight's never been offered, but I can tell you one thing. I have the power to make fights happen. I can go to Hunter Campbell. I can go to Dana White and be like, hey, Dana, hey, Hunter, I want this fight. This is the fight I want. This is the fight that makes sense. This is what the people want. But he couldn't make those 3 stipulations happen, so I don't have time for him. He's irrelevant. He's nothing. He does nothing for my career. Beating him will do nothing. So, here we are against Joaquin Buckley, and Saturday night's going to be explosive.
Damn, bro. He was going off. But I guess Ian Gary didn't want the fight that bad. But at the same time, if somebody that I hated told me I got to do this, this, and that to be able to fight him in the ring, I wouldn't do it either. Just for the simple fact that I wouldn't give them the satisfaction of bending to their will if I was Ian Gary. So I get why he's not doing it. But at the same time, if he really wants it, he'll do it. He talks all that shit, but he won't do it.
You don't think at one point...
You know what would really be funny if a Colby Covington Ian Gary match did get lined up, and right beforehand, maybe like a few days before, Colby pulls out of the match just to fuck with Ian. That shit would be hilarious if that shit really did happen.
Point you'll fight Ian Gary?
If he meets those stipulations, all he has to do is turn his comments on. Like, why is he so sensitive with the fans? All he has to do is have his wife make a video. She loves making videos. She's making videos to Sean Strickland, trying to quote Shakespeare, like she's so smart and this and that. She loves to put herself in the limelight and act like she's a part of the business. So, and then if he's so confident, but, let's put a risk on the table, If you lose, she's got to do a video with me for my new sponsor, BC Game. Otherwise, I don't have time. It's just a waste of my time. He's a fucking cuck. I don't want to fucking go with a cuck. Who knows where his hands and his fucking whole body, what type of fluids are on him and shit. Like, it's just disgusting.
Hell no.
And on the other side of that, what'd you think of Shavkat, like, as far as his performance? And now looks like he's going to fight Bilal Muhammad. So what'd you think of his performance, and what chances do you give him against Bilal?
I didn't watch the fight. I was too busy, doing some other things, doing some streaming on my new Twitch for BC Game. Shout out to all my fans out there on Twitch that were live streaming, watching me right now. Got a lot of love for them. I got bigger things to do than watch these up-and-coming nobodies that haven't accomplished anything in the sport. They have no merit. They haven't been in title fights like me. They haven't won world titles like I have. So, You know, I heard it was boring. I heard his stock went down, and you know, he got exposed. He was all hype. You know, he's got all finishes against all nobodies. You know, he beat the busboy from Outback, the Outback Steakhouse that serves bloomin' onions. Like, how prestigious is that? So, you know, that's why I volunteered to fight him. I volunteered to fight him on 3 weeks' notice. I called Hunter. I wanted that fight, but instead, you know, I got pushed into this fight. Not pushed into it. You know, I'm happy to come and save the day for the company. I love this company. I'm a company man. You know, love the UFC. It's such an honor to fight here. And, you know, this is the true excitement in my life when I get to come fight for the UFC.
And what do you think is?
Damn, he just went off on Shavkat too, bro. That's crazy. Shavkat's the fucking. Well, I don't know. I think it's between him and Alex Pereira, the John Wicks of the UFC. It's one of those two. If Shavkat continues the path that he's on and wins most of his fucking fights and wins the title and defends that shit for a hot ass minute, I think he would definitely be right there next to Alex Pereira as far as being the John Wick of the UFC goes.
At stake in this fight against Buckley. He says that he's going to go out there and pull off a knockout of the year, finish you, and then leapfrog Shavkat. Do you feel like sort of the same thing is for you? Like if you do something spectacular on Saturday, maybe we're talking about you in a title contention?
Yeah, absolutely. My name's always in title contention. I'm the biggest name in the sport. There's no stars in this division. It's a bunch of bums, a bunch of fucking guys that have about as much charisma as the wet mop in the corner. So, you know, I'm the superstar in this division. I call the shots. You know, I am the champion. Everybody knows I'm the king of Miami. So I think after Saturday night when I convincingly beat Buckley, you know, I'm next in line for the title.
Buckley says that he thinks that you took this fight because it's the last fight on your contract, and it just kind of worked out that way. What's, I guess, your standing with the UFC as of now?
Yeah, that's fake news. Before my last fight, I signed a new 5-6 fight contract. You know, I'm a lifetime UFC fighter. I'm not going anywhere, and I never will. You know, even if it was the last fight, I would never leave. Like, I'm staying here in the UFC. I love the UFC. They've done such good business for me. They brought a kid from a small town in Oregon that had nothing, you know, a blue collar family, you know, a suburb area where I came from, into a multi-million-dollar athlete. So, you know, I'm super thankful to the UFC, grateful, and I'll be here.
I wonder what Dana White thinks of Colby's Colby's obnoxious character. When I say obnoxious, I don't mean it like I don't like him because but to other people he's obnoxious as hell. I wonder what Dana White thinks about that. Does he like it? Does he not like it? I'm sure he probably does as far as the business aspect goes, but on like a internal thought process, I'm curious to know what Dana White thinks about it.
Here forever. I'm not ever going to entertain another organization or going and doing these gimmick fights. You know, I'm not about that. It's not about the money anymore. It's about honor. It's about respect and paying respect to the company that gave me everything. So UFC, I'm a lifetime UFC fighter.
Just a couple quick ones. I know you go in well prepared for these fights. Joaquin Buckley has been killing it at 170. He's 4-0. What have you made of his rise at welterweight? Has he impressed you? What have you made of?
Did this dude just say his rice? Listen to this shit.
Go in well prepared for these fights. Joaquin Buckley has been killing it at 170. He's 4-0. What have you made of his rise at welterweight? Has he impressed you? What have you made of his wins and his skill set?
Yeah, I mean, I've never watched him fight. You know, I honestly.
Not even in the lead up to this fight?
No, not even in the lead. I never watch my opponents fight. Like, why would I worry about what they're going to do? They got to worry about what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the bedroom cardio to the octagon on Saturday night. And I can tell you, a lot of mamacitas in Miami have been slayed in the last couple weeks in the lead up to this fight. So the cardio is going to be on point. We're going to blow the roof off the arena. It's going to be electric. And, you know, I got some special guests in attendance that'll be walking me out. And it's going to be a memorable night. So I'm not really worried.
I wonder if Trump's going to be there. I wonder if Trump's going to be there walking out with him. That would be, imagine having Trump walking him out. That shit would be crazy.
About what he does. He's going to have to worry about what I do.
Who are these special guests?
I wish I could tell you, you know, I don't kiss and tell, you know, I gotta keep it a surprise. I gotta make it a bigger deal. So, you know, it's going to be a good one.
You said you don't kiss and tell, but you just told us you slayed half the women in Miami.
Yeah, but I didn't say names. And, you know, I could tell you the celebrities and all the people that are in my DMs and all the women that I've been with, but, you know, I'm not saying names.
And lastly, I don't know if you've seen some of the fan chatter, but like after your performance against Leon Edwards, a lot of people said, well, maybe we just saw sort of the best of Colby. He's already in the past. He's past his prime, this and that. How do you feel about that chatter? And how do you feel personally after having gone through this training camp? Do you feel like you're still an elite welterweight?
oh, I know I'm still an elite welterweight. People don't realize, if you go look at the media day from before that fight with Leon, you know, I tried to go do a training camp in Breckenridge, Colorado, because the altitude is like 9,000 square feet above sea level. I ended up getting HAP, which is high altitude pulmonary edema. It's altitude sickness. So I came into fight week on Monday with bad fucking altitude sickness. And people don't realize that. If you go look at the media day, I couldn't even talk. I had freaking phlegm coming down my throat, couldn't breathe. So already going into the fight, I was compromised. And then in the first 30 seconds, I throw a kick, I break my foot in 3 different places. So that's not a reflection of who I am and how I fight. You know, I was just compromised. It wasn't my night, you know, and that happens. It's one fight. You know, I've had, you know, 21 fights, 22 fights. So you're going to have some hiccups here and there. You know, I had a lot of adversity that I had to face in that fight. So Saturday night, I look forward to proving those doubters wrong and silencing all my critics.
Well, I'm telling you this much, boy. I'm looking forward to him redeeming that shitty performance that he had because of those hiccups that he had. I mean, we all knew that he wasn't at his best, but still, you know, just seeing that shit was disappointing. Not disappointing as in, like, he's not as good as I thought he would be, but it's disappointing as in, you know he can do better than that. You know he can fight better than that because of those hiccups that he had. He wasn't able to. So now with this match, he's able to redeem that bullshit from that fight.
Colby, over here to your right. Saw a comment from you, sir, recently that said right now you're currently in the best mental place that you've ever been in. What was the process of getting to that place?
You know, just forgetting about the chatter, you know, not paying attention to anything or anybody's opinion, you know, because everybody has an opinion in this world, and most of the time they're like assholes, they stink. So, you know, just letting go of everything and just becoming free again and just being who I am, surrounding myself with positive, good energy. You know, I got new coaches around me, a new team around me. So, you know, I got people that are really uplifting me and giving me energy that I didn't have before. So I feel better than I've ever felt. I'm in my prime. I'm 36 years young. I trained smart, you know, through the years. I didn't spar heavy where my brain's going to take a lot of damage. So I know I still have a lot of great fights in me, and the best is still yet to come for me.
What was the process like of constructing that team to make the best Colby?
You know, I had to go find a good new striking coach that was going to give me that positive energy and have the time for me. You know, the old coaches, you know, they were busy with their family, and, you know, they had other fighters that they had to attend to and go to fights overseas. So I needed someone that was going to really be there for me, for Colby Covington Incorporated, in my business and my event, especially on a short notice fight like this, 3 weeks.
Imagine having Colby Covington at your gym asking you to help him, to coach him and whatnot, to help train him and whatnot, and you're saying, nah, I got these other fighters I got to worry about. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Them fighters must have been hella important people.
Weeks, you know, I needed them to be there every day and train on my schedule at nighttime. You know, to simulate when the fight's going to be at the Roberto Soldic. I think that guy's the future. He's a fucking absolute specimen. He's been the greatest training partner I've ever had in my career. So I'm very thankful for Roberto for coming in and coming all the way across, you know, from Europe to come train with me on a day's notice. And, you know, he's giving me the best look. He's a way better version of Buckley. He would literally knock out Buckley in seconds. So, you know, he's been a great training partner. I got my coach, Charlie Weiss. He's been one of the greatest assets I've ever had. Just great energy, always looking out for me, doing things for me. You know, I got my advisor, John Hartnett, who's been with me since the beginning, and he does a lot for me. You know, I got my new boxing coach, you know, he's a 2-time Olympian from Nigeria, Albert Irmasel. So, you know, he's a great coach, just great energy, just people that are uplifting me. And, you know, I got some surprises guests also for Saturday that'll be walking me out. So we got a great lineup, and everything just feels like it's clicking right now. And I feel like I'm going to put on the best performance of my career on Saturday night.
With the amount of high-level fights and intense training camps you've been in, is there a benefit to this one as a short notice and you don't have to put that wear and tear on you?
Absolutely. You know, I know most fighters are scared to take short notice fights because they think they need like this 8 to 10 week training camp to prepare to really get their mind and body in the right place. But I feel like these short training camps are smarter and better for you because now you're not putting as much wear and tear. You're not as worn down mentally and physically from the hard training over the weeks. So I feel good. I feel fresh. I feel rejuvenated. And I feel like this is the way for the future. I feel like guys should just stay ready all the time and take short notice fights because then you're not going to beat your body up from sparring and training for an 8-week, 10-week training camp.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
Colby right here. Why do you, like, you talked about the sickness that you had before the last fight and obviously the injury in the first 30 seconds. Why do you think that people specifically talk about you and they they conveniently leave those things out. They just say that Colby's past it and all these things about you, but they don't talk about other people in that division. Like if other people in the division were to go out and get an injury or something like that, I feel like they would mention it. But you specifically, it's, oh, Colby's past it. Like, why do you think fans look at you that way?
I mean, I'm just the easy guy to hate. I feel like when people, put hateful comments to me, either in the media or fans, it's just, that's like to get woke points. That's to get, extra points for them. So, we know all the MMA media hates, the greatest president of all time, Donald Trump, who literally saved America in our last election, who's going to put America first again and, American values. So God bless Donald Trump. He, another guy who's inspired me in this training camp to see his work ethic. He was like in 3 different states every day, like doesn't sleep, literally sleeps an hour or 2, and just, he's serving the American people. He put his family, he put his business in jeopardy to put America first again and to put this country first again. So super thankful to Donald Trump and the inspiration he's given me, and could care less about everybody's opinions. They love to beat me while I'm down or take shots at me, and it's all right. That's okay. Like I love criticism. I love people talking, but these same people talking are the same ones that can never walk a day in my shoes. They've never done anything. They have no accomplishments in life. They're literally sitting in their mom's basements eating Cheetos and trying to tell me, they have no accomplishments in life. They're literally sitting in their mom's basements eating Cheetos.
Cheetos, yes. Yes, bro. We say that shit all the fucking time. Basement dwellers eating hot Cheetos. That shit is funny as hell. Eating hot Cheetos and drinking Mountain Dew.
Trying to tell me, oh, he should have thrown that kick. He should have done this right in the fight. Okay, well, if I should have done it, why don't you come out here and do it? It's so easy.
And then kind of going back to the beginning.
That is 100% facts, man. That's 100% facts. Once you stop worrying about what people think about you, then you can truly set yourself free as far as achieving your goals and whatnot. Because oftentimes what holds people back from getting to their goals is worrying about what people think about them. And that's not the way to go about it at all. So with that being said, we're going to switch on to something over here that was requested to me to check out. I guess your boy Ariel Helwani went off. Your boy Ariel Helwani went off. Protecting Jewish people. So with that being said, we're gonna or speaking
the hot tag,
Jewish people
but
something. So with that being said, bitch, fuck off. Nobody cares. Let's go ahead and come on over here. Boom, right there. All right. Let me make sure it's up on the screen. Yes, sir, it is. All right, let's get into this shit. This dude looks like a fucking 13-year-old kid with all these action figurines and shit on his fucking desk.
I get it. A word to the wise, Jake. A word to the wise. If you are trying to get guests on your show, do me a favor. Do me a favor. For your own sake. Try to spell their name correctly. Just do that. Just try to spell their name correctly, because I saw a multitude of spellings of Ariel. It's not Arial. That's a font on Microsoft Word. Look up Microsoft Word. I know you never used it before. It's a thing. You type things into it. That's a font. It's not Areal. I have no idea where that one comes from. It's Ariel. Ariel. You spelled my name multiple times as you were trying to invite me on the show. And so this is the RSVP. I respectfully decline the invitation. I respectfully decline. If I would like to sit in a room across the table from someone who has the social skills of a drug addict on a 3-day bender, I could just go downtown and check out the local crack house. I could do that. I could do that, Jake, and just hang out with those people. I don't want to be in a room with you. I don't want to be in a room with someone who spews the nonsense and the bigotry that you spew. But if you do want to invite me next time, do me a favor. It's Ariel, which is Hebrew for Ariel, which is Hebrew for lion, Ariel. God, Lion of God, Ariel, which is Hebrew, which is the language that the chosen people speak in the great state of Israel. You fucking bigot. Learn it, learn about it, learn how to spell, and leave me the fuck alone. All right? Once and for all, I've had enough of your shit. And stop telling people that you don't watch my shit. You follow me. I expose that. I'm tired of you and all the nonsense that you spew. I went on your Twitter page yesterday, and I said earlier that there's no way that Jake Shields writes the stuff, I'm here to take that back. I apologize. You 1000% write that stuff because I can't imagine anyone being that dumb other than you writing the shit that you spew. And I know you're going to bring up my uncle and you're going to talk about my family and you're going to talk about Israel and you're going to say, oh, they kill kids over there. You know exactly who you are. You're a washed up has-been fighter who is content farming on Twitter and getting paid. And that's the only way that you can get paid these days. So good on you. God bless. Leave my name out of it, out of your mouth. And if you do want to use my name, it's Ariel, Lion of God. Get it right, jabroni. All right, now we're done. I'm sorry, guys. I had to do it. Oh, thanks.
Hell no.
Now to the questions we like.
That's crazy. I didn't know that that's what Ariel means in Hebrew. That's crazy. The more you know.
To shoot on a Wednesday afternoon. Can we shoot?
Let's shoot.
All right.
That wasn't shooting? I mean, if that's not shooting, what are we doing?
Kevin. Hey, Ariel. I've been watching and following you since 2009 and 2010. I'm so happy for all your success. Your show and your team are on fire. You're doing the best content of your whole career right now, and the boys in the back is fantastic. I can't say enough good things about you guys. You feel my week? You fill my week of anticipation and appreciation. I've got two questions. Number one, what was the most exciting year of MMA and you're reporting on it that you experienced so far? I mean, I always talk about 2016. We've talked about the book, the documentary, the whatever that we can do surround.
Man, that's facts. But hold on. Listen to what this fool just read. I want to point this out real quick, y'all. Listen to what this fool just read from a fan. And y'all know what fan means. It's an acronym. Listen to this shit.
Following you since 2009 and 2010. I'm so happy for all your success. Your show and your team are on fire. You're doing the best content of your whole career right now, and the boys in the back is fantastic. I can't say enough good things about you guys. You feel my week? You fill my week of anticipation and appreciation. I've got two questions. Number one.
You feel... Is this a dude or a female? Hold on, let's go back a little bit farther.
Lion of God.
Let's shoot.
All right.
That wasn't shooting? I mean, if that's not shooting, what are we doing?
Kevin. Hey, Ariel.
Kevin. Of course it would be a dude named Kevin. He's talking to another grown man. He said, you fill my week with anticipation and excitement. Maybe he swings that way. I don't know. I sure as hell wouldn't write that shit to another man. Not as a grown ass man, I wouldn't write that shit to another man. Now, unless it's like a teenager in like middle school or high school or whatever, it's a little more understandable because they're still their minds are still developing, so they're still learning shit as far as like how men are supposed to be. But if it's a grown ass man, no sir. No, sir. You can give somebody their props, like he did in the beginning of the message, telling him that he supports him and he's happy for his success and whatnot. When you say you fill my week with excitement, that shit sounds like he wants him to fill him with something else. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But that's what that shit sounds like to me. So yeah, man, with that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and call it there. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your mummies, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. I'm going to go ahead and get this motherfucking me outro pulled up and dip. Peace.
Whatever. Unpopular!